Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Farrah and today's video is going to be my end of summer TBR, or books that I've started reading that I want to try to finish up before the end of the summer, and then two that I hope to maybe get to. So end of the summer is a little, subjective, but it's going to take me more than just August to read these, so I didn't want to label it as just an August TBR. So first I'm going to just share the books that I have started. And most of these are part of the Read What You Own challenge because I got to keep going with that. I have to be strong. It's not that hard really, but I have to fight off the mood reading library urge. That's the only thing that gets me in trouble. So what I'm currently reading right now is a classic summer story collection, and this is edited by Becky Brown. This is one of the Macmillan Library editions. It consists of 15 short stories, and some of the authors that are included in this are Thomas Hardy, we've got Arthur Conan Doyle, Virginia Woolf, E.M. Delafield, I think is her name, Anton Chekhov. So it's a bunch of well-known authors and then some that I've never personally heard of before. But here's a closer look at it. It's a really cute little edition. I really love these. I have a few, but this one I had never seen before, but I picked it up in Barnes & Noble. So I'm hoping if I at least do one per day, that'll get me through the end of the summer for sure. Next, we have one that I've already started. This is called The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is a very popular book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it tells a story. It's a historical fiction. It tells a story of this Hollywood recluse icon named Evelyn Hugo, who in her later years in life, she has decided to recruit this unknown reporter to write the story of her life. And we go all the way back to the beginning when she grows up in Hell's Kitchen, New York, and then how she makes her way to Hollywood in the 50s, all the way up till the end of her career in the 80s. And it tells the story of all seven of her husbands in between. So this is my third book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I've really enjoyed what I've read by her. I read Malibu Rising, which was great, and then I also listened to Daisy Jones and the Six, which was excellent. So I'm hoping I enjoy this. I'm about this way through it. I'm on the second husband, and I am enjoying it so far. It's a pretty easy to pick up and put down type of book, page turner, so I am enjoying this. Now, those two are the books that I'm going to be actively reading, and then the rest will filter in as I finish them. So on my Kindle, I picked up the very trendy book that's going around on Goodreads right now, but it's called Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Diminian. And I was inspired to read this because both of my brothers are reading it, and we were on vacation last week together, so they were telling me about it. One of them is on book 2, one of them's on book 3, and I believe it's a 10-book series. I don't think he's done with it yet, but he's pumping them out pretty quickly. So this is a apocalyptic story where it starts off right in the beginning, where every single human or man-made structure in the world has suddenly collapsed all at the same time. And everybody that has been in them or was in them perished, and this includes cars. So all the remaining survivors that didn't die during this horrific explosion or event are being recruited or exploited to join this televised to the rest of the universe dungeon-like sadistic game where you have to try to avoid traps and get through these different levels. So each book, I think, talks about a different level in the game. So we're following the main character, whose name is Carl. He's a Coast Guard vet, as well as a cat he was babysitting named Princess Donut, as they feel they have no other choice to join this game and become contestants in it. So the premise sounds great. I started it already. I'm enjoying it. It's very fast paced, but again, I'm going to wait till I'm done with Evelyn Hugo, and then I'll pick this one back up again. And then another one that I had started, but it's on hold because I got the audio for this and then I ran out of time with the audio, but this is called 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini. And this is by the author who also wrote The Kite Runner. So I'm trying to start a project where I read more books from different countries around the world. And I've gotten India done. I mean, obviously I've done the United States, England, France, those type of things, but I really want to get to books from other countries that don't have English as their first language. So this is an Afghanistan author. The story takes place in Afghanistan, and it follows two women named Miriam and Layla, and it follows their story over a couple different decades of war-torn Afghanistan, how they navigate through all the challenges that they have, both as being women and in this very violent culture, or at the time, a very violent culture or situations that they're in. So I have started it. I haven't gotten too far with it, but already it's really good. The writing's great. And there's already been a very, very sad thing that happened. So I know this is going to be an emotional read. And this is my first book by this author. So I do have The Kite Runner also, but I just haven't picked it up yet. So I will be getting to this after Dungeon Crawler Carl, probably, or somewhere in that mix. And then the final book that I already started as well, so I have 4 books on the go. This is the second volume, or compendium number 2 of The Walking Dead. This is by Robert Kirkman, Charlie Allard, and Cliff Rathburn. Now, I read the first compendium 1, last month or the month before, and I absolutely loved it. So this series follows a police officer named Rick Grimes after he awakens from a coma to discover that the entire world has been taken over by zombies. He's able to reconnect with his family, as well as a few new people that are also trying to survive in the area. And it just follows their survival story, really, of trying to stay alive during this horrific landscape. But it's really interesting because not only are the zombies dangerous, but so are the other people that are trying to survive as well. And it's really scary what people are capable of in this type of high stress, violent world that they live in. So book 2 is just kind of a continuation of, what was going on in the first volume, and it left on a huge cliffhanger. So they're back to kind of square one. People just don't get attached to anybody because people just drop like flies, and there's new characters that are introduced. But I really enjoy this, so I'll be picking up this as well. Really, really, really loving these. They're very violent though. They're not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Okay, and then 2 books that I haven't started yet, but I do hope to get to them after I'm done with those are, one of them is the next book on my read, all the greatest books of all time, the 100 greatest books. And this is a modern American classic called Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. This was originally published back in the 30s. I don't think it was very well received at the time, but in the 70s, Alice Walker had played a part in reviving it. So I think she may have written an essay about it or something, but it just had this massive revival, and it was republished in the 70s and became a hit, and people really enjoyed it. And it quickly became a classic and a masterpiece for African American literature as well as feminist literature. So really interested in getting to this. And it follows the story of this young woman named Janie who lives, I think it takes place in Florida. And it just follows her journey or her arc of finding her voice, finding true love, navigates through 3 different marriages. So yeah, I'm very excited to get to this. I think I should enjoy it. Although I have heard people say that it's kind of a difficult read in terms of getting through the prose. So I'm hoping to maybe do it with audio. That might help me a bit. So yeah, we'll see. It's not too long, but this is the next book on my greatest books of all time list. So I'm excited for that. All right, and the final book I hope to get to this summer is my one and only library book, but that can change. That can definitely change. But this one was recommended to me by a friend, and it's called 1000 White Women, The Journals of Mary Dodd, and it's by Jim Fergus. And this book sounded very interesting to me. It's kind of one of those alternate histories where it explores an event in history if it had kind of flipped and gone a different way. So this is an alternate history novel about a program set in place by the US government where 1,000 white women would be matched up and married to 1,000 Cheyenne chiefs. And it was supposed to try to help bridge the gap between culture and maintain peace between the Native Americans and the white people that were settling there. So this actually was a real thing, but the US government said no, so it never went into effect. But this novel tells the story of what it would have been like if it did go into effect and if it were to happen. So we're following the main character, whose name is Mary Dodd, and it's written as a journal, like her secret journal explaining what her experience was like marrying one of these Cheyenne chiefs and her relationship with all of that and with the other women that are in the program. So it sounds really great. I think this got some mixed reviews, but it sounded intriguing enough for me that I wanted to try it. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to this. I may have to bring it back to the library though and just take it out again, but we'll see. So those are some of the books that I hope to read this summer. If I can get them all done, that would be amazing. I'd be really happy, but I understand that things come up and I may choose other things instead or get inspired by you guys to pick up something different. But yeah, those are my picks for August and September so far. But let me know what you guys are hoping to read, or if there's anything you want to try to read before we get to the end of the summer. It is flying by so quickly. I can't believe it. The day that I'm filming this, like God only knows when I'll post it, but today is August 1st already. So I'm not looking forward to the craziness of the school schedule coming back, but hopefully it won't go by too quickly. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.